Welcome to TNT Signs of Times Reports by Toby Lee Milwee. May the 4th be with you. Thursday, 23. Yesterday morning, about 25 hours ago, I woke up here in this spot, Cedar City, Utah, mile marker 52, I-15, Love's Truck Stop. Just right over here. And I see one piece of information come out, and I watched 7 to 10 hours worth of headlines and articles and videos about it, about what happened to the Kremlin. And I haven't heard two stories that would even be close to being the same. I see a lot of speculation. And let's just be honest, okay? This morning, around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock it had to have been, I wake up and I realize one of my cats is curled up in my face. And Tiger doesn't do that. My baby slept right up on my face this morning. She never does that. And Tiger was right next to her. And it has been trying to rain and stuff, but still that doesn't happen. That's the first time I've had Natalie since November 26, 2018. And I've had Tiger since September 21st, 2017. And I've never seen her do that. You got to go with instinct, okay? And usually if it's raining or something, it might have happened, but it didn't rain. And it's by instinct, you know what I mean? Sometimes she'll cuddle with Dad, but it's got to be below 0. Prideful little thing. See, the people that are taking sides with Ukraine and Russia are only putting out there what their contributors are going to support. People's only taking in what they want to hear. I watch stuff on Rumble. I watch stuff on YouTube, you know. I watch stuff, you know, headlines and stuff. Who did it? You know, if I had to say it'd be, you know, our CIA. See, Bakhmut is 100% taken over by Russian military. And that's going to put a curveball on it. Zelensky, I heard, is either in Finland or Netherlands. I can't figure out where he is, but he's not in Ukraine. And he is not from Ukraine because his name is a Polish name. I'm a Milwee in my country. I was from Scotland, Ireland. I posted that video yesterday. It pisses me off that I have no family or anything when my family, Milwee, is all one family. And not a one of them will do anything. Me and my cats hitchhiked from Moses Lake, Washington to Cedar City, Utah to go to the Care and Share shelter to try to get some assistance with having a hernia. And that hernia, my right testicle has my guts leaking down into my ball sack. And, you know what I'm saying? That's my nuts, okay? That's how big my nut is. It's about the size of a tennis ball. It doesn't hurt all the time. I drink beer. I'm not in pain, except for in the mornings when I go to use the stool, you know. I have to kind of get that pushed in there and get all my gases to move and do all of my business at once. The temperature has cooled off here an awful lot. And I just looked on this one channel, subscribed to her on YouTube, that it was at 3:30 in the morning this morning, it was down to 30 degrees in Big Bear, California. And it's trying to snow there. This is May 4th, 23, okay? So you might see what happened last Christmas happen in the middle of August here in your country with weather control. Zelensky has fled Ukraine. And I mean, he called President Xi last week for help. He's digging for whatever kind of, you know, I mean, like President Xi is going to help him with freedom. Come on, bro. And this is about communists. You know, people's only putting out there what they want their contributors to support. We ain't got nobody contribute nothing. I'm shadow banned like you can't believe. And I keep having problems getting into my emails. I just had Rumble going a month ago, and now I can't get into it because the password's been changed. So I'm going to law enforcement about that. I'm just tired of it. And whoever's doing it's going to jail. I don't care where they're at. I'm just tired of it. You're only hearing what you want to hear because the money's tight and the people starting to panic. I wake up, my baby is in my face. I couldn't believe that. I had to take a whiz. I woke up, and I'm like, Tiger's here and she's right here. And I just like, whoa. If it was raining or snowing, I wouldn't be surprised. It rained a tiny bit yesterday, but not really a lot. And I get out of the sleeping bag and all the backs of my legs is wet and stuff, like I've been sweating or something. And what it is, it's all this chemtrail pulling the moisture back out of the ground. And, the clouds swirling out of thin air. Yeah. I got up this morning, and this whole side right here, there was a wall of clouds coming this way. I mean, just terrible, man. And I really don't want to push my stuff down the interstate and getting it all wet because I'm not going to be able to carry it. And I'm carrying just about as much stuff gear-wise, what little we have. Not to, try to bag off you or anything. But if this sleeping bag, this military goose down polyester bag gets wet, it's going to be really heavy, This Love's truck stop doesn't have a washing machine. So, it's I do my business in the morning between 7 and 8 a.m. And you got to stand in line to use the crapper because there's only 4 of them. If you look at the first movie, Smokey and the Bandit, when Sally Fields went into the restroom, there was all these stalls. Remember that? You know what I mean? And nowadays, you go to Walmart, and there's just this little, there's 4 places to take a poop there, too, when you're a man. Some really good coffee. Yesterday, I got a $26 offering flying a sign and a $20 offering. And I think like a couple of dollars and a $5. Gone. They don't have cat food over here at the Love, so I had to go across the bridge over the interstate to Maverick. We're at mile marker 52, I-15 northbound. And I'd like to, keep going north. And I'm trying to look at the weather and not be out on the interstate with the wind blowing me around, and I have to be totally sober when I get out there. This is from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I got like probably $2 left, something like that. These are, 5 something a pack. Oh, excuse me. Just my nose is running and everything. It's freezing, man. And I just think that's odd, considering it's already been up to gosh, it got up into the 80s already here. And now it's like dropped. The temperature is just crazy, man. I actually threw a jacket away the other day, the one with the broken zipper on the side of the road, because, I don't think I was going to need it. And I am going north, you know what I'm saying? We are. So I just, yesterday my friend Alex came back, and I let him mention what race he is. He's from Korea. And he actually picked Tiger up. He goes, well, he let you pick him up, and he touched noses with Tiger. It was pretty cool. We've been here since Friday night. And I had another girl up here that disappeared on a corner, and I'm out there flying a sign. And I said, I had to run out in traffic and tell a cop. I said, hey, this lady was just hitchhiking over here. And I said, she's gone, and all her stuff's sitting there. And I said, I'm going to watch that stuff and see who picks it up, He goes, okay, I told him, I said, the last thing I want to do is talk to you right now. Because one place you're allowed to do it, and another place you're not, I live off that sign, man. That's how I make my money in this country. You know what I'm saying? I have anything helps on one side, and I have hungry on the other. With food inflation, this sucker will hit, man. This hungry sign it'll hit. It don't take long to make a few bucks. So I'm not worried about AdSense. I'm not worried about contributors. But the people that were contributing to channels that I've been watching for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, they're starting to panic, these creators on YouTube, because they're only posting what they're chanting for, because the money stopped. One of them is off-grid desert farming. We'll just mention Paul Mills. Hell with it, okay? And he said he had barely anybody contribute anything to him last month. And then he starts panhandling and whining about his health and all this stuff. And he has a title, but then he rants and raves about something else because he's right about one thing. Doesn't mean he's right about everything. See, and he is stuck on the cure. We call it the cure here. Okay, you know, people's only going to take in what they want to believe. Everything else is going to be baloney. One of the folks I watch that has all these guns and stuff says there was 2 people standing on top of the Kremlin on that dome when it happened. Well, if that's the case, they would have breathed fire and you'd have 2 deaths. And then there would be problems, okay? Another one, the CIA, Paul Begley, he's like, there was no injuries. There was 2 drones, okay? And for some reason or another, it was an attack on the Russian flag. And if you look at it, it looks like an American flag to me up there. And if it was, I don't know what that means. And, you know, it looks like an American flag to me. You know, it doesn't look like Russia's flag up on top of that, on that pole. And that's where the strike took place. That was what happened yesterday was a sign to say your flag's going to burn. Period. If there's a Russian flag over the Kremlin like it's supposed to be, that's what the signal was for. I don't look at it as an assassination attempt. I've heard Putin was there. I heard he wasn't there. I heard he lives there. I heard he don't live there. I heard Zelensky is in Netherlands. I heard he's in Finland. I heard he's going to Germany. I heard he's not going back to Ukraine. I don't know. But I've heard all this stuff. And I just want to post it today. You know, I analyzed, you know, the people I know and their personality and what side they're on of what they would report about. Bakhmut is totally fallen. So that's the whole thing's gonna curve now. Okay. It's who's gonna push the button first to start this last World War. Major bank collapse happened yesterday. You know, another one. 58 days, no more money. Okay, that's your dollar's not going to be able to be spendable here in the country, and it has me concerned. Because now when I fly the hungry sign, I got to get in the car and ride somewhere to eat. And say, I got 2 cats over here. Can you buy some cat food too? What else do you need? People do that because it keeps printing no money, and they don't care. The world don't care about the money. You got here in on the 11th of this month, in another week, you're going to have 42 is going to end, and you got 800,000 Hispanics trying to get into the country. That's just who's standing there. Let alone somewhere around 2,500 National Guard and soldiers have been deployed there. So, you know, we're trying to go north. I mean, it's turned, you know, I was turned away with a hernia and stuff coming down here to the Care and Share shelter in January. They didn't offer me a room voucher. I slept out in 2 below zero weather with my cats. And in 2016, I went through here, and before I had Tiger, and they let me stay there for 10 days. I got pneumonia, and they wrote a prescription for me for $25. I went to the hospital. They took care of me. There's hospitals all over right here, and just I don't have insurance. And then I'm gonna hear all the preaching, like my friend Alex was telling me yesterday about the cure. Now, I'm not going to do that. I have rights not to do that, and I will not do that because I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm a hypocrite just like anybody else is, man. I ain't seen nobody walk on water yet, and I ain't seen no video that's really it's all misinformation. And I'm not going to take a side with Russia or Ukraine. I'm just not doing it. I'm Scottish-Irish, okay? My last name is Millwee. All my family is one family. Farmers and laborers, man. My family worked in this country. We weren't part of Illuminati. We weren't no neo-Nazis. We weren't no Polish folks. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no Russians. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no black people, and we certainly ain't no Mexicans, okay? And if I say anything, I'm racist. I'm part of this country, too. I have a Social Security number, okay? That's worth $95,000 as soon as I stop breathing because that's how much you're in debt. $32 trillion deficit. If you buy gold, how are you going to buy anything with gold when nobody's going to take gold for food? You're going to have to eat. See, you can't go into Walmart with an overprinted dollar without getting something happening to you, man. Or the store getting robbed. 4 stores in Chicago's just closed, you know, over being looted. Street takeovers. I reported about the ransomware hack that took place in Texas. I put that out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally blocked, and I'm just like, nobody's going to, see my stuff, and that's fine. But I want that CIA to know, or whoever's wanting to stop us, that I know it's cracking, and they're not going to catch me. We have a little magnesium bars to start fire. We got a little pot. We got to cook in. We have a stainless steel bowl. We have this. You don't need to buy a bunch of prepping gear and all this and that, and tarps and all this and that. They're just going to be able to see that with satellites and stuff. The country's going to get invaded. It's going to be invaded here in a week. You can see that. You have military on your border. Finally, the border has military on it, guys. Finally. And your savior, Mr. Trump, he didn't get that wall done. And that's not going to stop anything anyways. And you have 2 drones coming down through the sky that take out the Russian flag. That's what I see. And nobody has said that. There's no people standing on the roof. Russia didn't do it to itself. And it looks odd to me that Ukraine couldn't have done it because Ukraine's getting its butt handed to it. And people don't want to admit that. People don't want to admit that. Zelensky already came to the United States with Pelosi standing behind him and asked for more soldiers. And we sent soldiers to Poland. That's because he is Polish. The way the name is spelled tells the tale, guys. And now, he's out of Ukraine because, there was, people's all up there fishing around on Twitter. It cracks me up, man. I can't get into Twitter. I can't get into Rumble, Twitter, all this stuff. So I'm getting shut off. It's good. Because I'm not going to follow Illuminati's bait or the CIA's bait, this propaganda bait. Now I can get up there and champ for one side and try to make some money. You know what I'm saying? You see outside, right? I'll make mine. I'll take care of my kids because I don't depend on people or family in this country or my government. I don't collect food stamps. When I tell you that science what feeds us, that's exactly what it's doing. There's more trash, food getting thrown away in this country than the people are eating. You know that? And if they're not eating it, it's catching on fire in the storage places. 18,000 cattle go up in smoke. The railroad's getting off its tracks high in the country. The Mississippi River is totally going to come out of its banks, okay? You'll see. Up high in the country, it's already having trouble. They said it was dried up and it wasn't. And Sin City Outdoors, back on his channel, you check out them Hispanics on that channel. They went to Mississippi from Las Vegas and took video themselves, and they talked to people. That's what we're doing out here. So if you want to know some real facts and truth, we're going to start interviewing people. I want to, and I'm shy of doing it. And I need an income. I want to get to where I can do stuff through PayPal digitally, or maybe find something. I heard there's the Fed something Alex told me about yesterday. Alex got to come out and pick up Tiger. They touched noses, I said, hey, man, he had a little dog with him and stuff, his dog. And I said, I take care of my kids. That's all the kids I'm going to get. And I just find it odd that the baby would sleep in my face like that. The phone won't stay charged. Any power banks I buy won't last 6 months. They'll burn up my phone within 2 months. They kick me off because misinformation or it's fear-mongering or there's a couple of them they don't like me for, man. I'll tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really knows what happened, man. I mean, there's 3-hour-long videos about it, 2-hour-long videos about it, hour-long videos about it. I'm looking at a chat. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see what you're thinking about out there. And that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at that chat and I'm thinking, and I'm trying to manipulate or bend to people's arms. I'll make my money. I'm not going to side in with one side or the other because I need to contribute so bad because I'm panicked about my money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got enough stuff to live off the land, man. I'll deploy the baby and we'll eat, man. It's not a big deal to me, man. It's just the women and children, it's gonna take a hit, okay? Roman Empire and the Vatican, Africa and the slavery, and the natives when we took over this land. And nobody ever talks about the natives. That kind of pisses me off. I'm part Cherokee native, too, from what happened. Both my grandfathers were incest child molesters and were put into war, the last World War. And I know that. Okay, I know how my parents were when I grew up here. And I'm willing to tell you that. I'm willing to be honest with you about it. We're not that big and powerful of a country. We didn't win the last war because that was Hitler scientists that made the atom bomb anyways, the Manhattan Project. And that's got us up a creek with the Democrats totally are related to that through Hitler. They are. And that's Illuminati. So anyways, we love you. We care about you. And we're out.